So this is going to be Ember's Silent Hell build, and the name definitely serves it justice, and you'll see why. So here's the build. So we're doing below average duration and a little below average range because we're going to be using silence, and it's going to provide just a really good layer of CC. And we're going to be using a lot of efficiency. Efficiency is super important for this because Ember is just so power hungry, and it's really hard to keep a consistent flow going with her. So I'm actually using Inferno's Augment here, and this is actually really good to keep the energy up, combined with Arcane Energize. And I definitely have to say, like, Arcane Energize is mandatory for this because you need all the power you can get. So what ends up happening here is you're going to have a lot of enemies grouped together, and then this mod only gives you, what is it, 15%, and I wish that would be buffed to make it more consistent. But you know, when you hit a lot of enemies with Inferno, that 15% is going to come in at some point, and then, you know, proc with your Arcane Energize to keep your energy up. But on top of that, I also have max efficiency just to try to, you know, keep everything going as long as possible. The thing that's going to actually wear it down is just going to be when you run out of enemies, honestly, because you need enemies to die to drop the energy orbs to keep everything going. So, like, you know, if there's ever like a little pause in the enemy spawn rate, you'll definitely notice it. But moving on from there, so the power strength is going to be used to strip armor. So when we use Fire Blast, this is just another great tool here because it provides two amazing things. It provides the CC, and then it just gets rid of 100% of their armor. So I mean, there's not really much to say there. So you have let's see what's going on here. So you have that, and then you also have the armor mitigation. You also have the damage reduction from 2 Immolation. So what I'm doing here is combining the Immolation 90% with the adaptation, and then also I have Arcane Guardian on here. Just Arcane Guardian is probably not that big of a deal, but you know, it's just something extra you can throw on there to give more survivability. And it works out very well in that if she gets shot by any high level enemy, number one, there's so much mitigation happening that I felt comfortable not putting a vitality mod in, or, you know, adding anything to health, because again, it just mitigates so much of the damage, and then there's shield getting on top of it. So even if they get through the shields, you know, it's not really gonna matter. So then, but by the time that they do hit you, not only is it not gonna matter, but then you're just gonna CC them with Inferno, with Fire Blast, with Silence. So that's really great. And I think that's about it for the build here. Yeah, so moving on to the weapons. So the melee I'm using here is the Cronin Prime. Going for basic, just a basic melee build, Blood Rush, Weeping Wounds, Condition Overload, and then the Smite mod in here just to, you know, get that multiplicative damage in. We're going to be using that with Narumon. So for the secondary and the primary, you know, you got to go with the Newport here, same setup. But I also threw in the Ignis Wraith because it does pretty much the same thing. It may be a little less efficient, but, you know, it's just something different, add some variety. And, you know, the Ignis kind of feels like it goes with Ember. And I believe that should be just about it there. So I also wanted to note, I kind of made a mistake here. So at first I was going up against the Corrupted and MOT, and for some reason when I used Fire Blast, it wouldn't, even at max, maybe I was seeing something wrong, but it wouldn't strip 100% of their armor. It took 2 Fire Blasts to do it. So what I did was, for the weapon, I put on Corrosive, just so that I wouldn't have to keep spamming, because, you know, it's really energy intensive anyway. But when I got in there, you know, 1 Fire Blast was enough just to wipe out all of the armor. So I would recommend not using corrosive damage, just because, you know, the armor is going to be gone. So, you know, gas damage, viral damage, something along that, just so you can do more. I don't know.